This video is brought to you by Squarespace. We have a coffee on hand and I'm ready to talk about something incredibly traumatic. I've been living out of a suitcase for nearly 90 days. I don't think it will actually come to 90, I think it comes to like 85, but we do finally have a move-in date. I used to have a capsule wardrobe. I had one for about 4 years, and in that time I learned a lot about capsule wardrobes, but nothing compares to what I've learned about living with a small wardrobe since living out of a suitcase. Had I known it would have been this long when I was packing, I would have definitely done some stuff differently. So let's talk about that. So these are my many regrets, and hopefully it will give you some advice if you're ever doing something similar. First of all, I wouldn't pack in a rush. I know how hard it is, but I would definitely try and be more organized if I was doing this in the future. I would look at Pinterest, I would look at YouTube videos and follow other people's advice online, and I would make a packing list. And that way you're also less likely to lose stuff, and that is something I really struggled with. I have lost, not loads, but a notable number of items along the way. Because we've been really moving around. I've been to 3 different countries, well, 4 if you include the UK. And so some stuff's just gone for a walk. And if I'd had a packing list, if I'd been more organized, I would have been able to keep better track of those items. I think in terms of this more general thing, I would also try and keep all of my non-clothing items in a separate, probably suitcase, like a smaller one. So I ended up having a large suitcase and a smaller suitcase. And in the larger one initially, I packed it with just clothes, and that was great. And then the smaller one had like all the other stuff. But actually I could have really done with a third that was kind of for bits and bobs. So for when I was actually going away and traveling, I had like a third mini case, you know? And then the big and smaller one could have just had clothes in them. Something that people who have capsule wardrobes rarely talk about, but I definitely noticed in my journey, and I really noticed in this particular journey, is that overwearing your clothes will cause them to wear more quickly. I'll talk about the knitwear in a bit. I actually feel so sad about my knitwear packing. But for example, I only brought 2 pairs of trainers, and one of them is my gym trainers, so I don't really wear them day to day. The other one, my New Balances, have been destroyed by how much I've worn them. I've really reduced their life, whereas if I'd brought an alternative pair of trainers to wear alongside them, I really think I could have mitigated some of that damage. You know, because of the repeated wear, I'm really like working through the heels and the soles in a way I just wouldn't want to. But it is what it is. I only had a limited amount of space. I think I would have brought some more compactable, smaller trainers and like casual shoes if I could have. And honestly, hardly did any exercise. It was a really nice idea for me to bring my gym shoes. And if you're a runner, maybe that's a good idea. But honestly, I could have just not brought them and done like Pilates. Speaking of overwearing stuff, I did not pack enough knitwear. For some reason, I told myself I was going to be a jacket girl this autumn, but I didn't bring enough jackets either. So I brought 2 items of knitwear, yes, I know. And if you have followed me, if not, please subscribe. I've always worn lots of knitwear. It's one of the most consistently worn genres of item in my wardrobe. And I just had this idea in my head that it would take up loads of space, and it would. But just one more jumper could have made the world of difference. I ended up buying a jumper, which just felt like a waste. I have enough. And like, don't get me wrong, I like the jumper, but I have enough jumpers in storage. Mentally, I also banked on the idea that this autumn would be really mild because we had a really hot summer. And while I was right, I think I forgot that the season does turn quite suddenly when you hit like late autumn. There are really cold days and you do need layers. I just didn't think about it. And on that note, I should have brought fewer tops. I wasn't gonna be wearing 28 tops. It's just silly. It's just silly. And I brought too many smart tops and too few comfy vests. I could have literally just brought a set of vests and t-shirts and probably been fine. And then maybe like a shirt like this one, and then like a going out top. And that would have been me done. So something I learned about myself is that fashion is a creative outlet for me. And I packed myself a completely neutral wardrobe. And I know what you're gonna say. Lucy, you love neutrals, you're a neutrals queen. And I do agree, I'm a neutrals queen, but I didn't bring much variation, and I stuck to green as my colour of choice, which has made putting outfits together very easy. My outfits look very succinct, but they're boring. I am bored of what I have. It was a good idea to have like a key colour in its own way, but it has just reaffirmed to me that I love playing with fashion. I love interesting shapes, interesting textures, interesting designs, and I brought none of that. And I really wish I brought some more of it. And this has really made me want to invest actually in some more fun, playful pieces that I can dress up, dress down, and feel like they add some pizzazz to my wardrobe, you know, more texture, more patterns, more interesting designs. Because I realised I'm just lacking in that. And I think particularly I'd like some really interesting outerwear. And on that note as well, I wish I hadn't just brought black bottoms. Pretty much all of my bottom halves that I brought were black. And I brought one pair of blue jeans. And it's just a bit boring, that's all. It's just a bit boring. I would have really liked some lighter colour bottoms as well, especially for when it was warm, especially for when it was sunny and I was travelling in New York and Barcelona. It would have been really nice to have some lighter bottoms. Awesome, damn dresses. Girl, you need to buy some long dresses. A long oversized dress would have made such a difference. I should have brought less jewellery. While I wanted to play with my clothes, I was really happy keeping my jewellery to the classics that I wear every day. The stuff I have right now, I love my classics, but my extended jewellery collection doesn't really inspire me, so I don't know why I packed it. I just love a good hoop, a good ring, and then I've got some little necklaces under here. Another thing about jeans is they just take up so much room in your suitcase. Knitwear and jeans take up so much room. You can get thin knitwear and you can get thinner jeans. Bring those. The skirt that I've had the most wear out of was the one that didn't need ironing or steaming. And what I've learned from that is that even though I brought my steamer, I'm almost definitely not going to use it. Today's top is a perfect example. Iron something twice. And also you never know which of your friends and family is going to have an ironing board. Not everyone uses them. For me in the future, I wouldn't not pack things that needed ironing, but I would assume that I'm only going to wear them once or twice, so make sure it's only 1 or 2 items and that they're things that I love. The white shirt that I usually just wear casually, I did not even touch because, again, I'm not going to iron that every time it comes out the wash. Whereas the skirt that didn't need ironing or steaming that I brought, I have worn so often. It's just got too cold for it now, but I've worn it so much. I wish I'd brought more underwear. Again, I've lost socks and pants along the way. And also, don't bring your saucier underwear. I have some pairs that are a little bit saucy, and I just didn't think about the fact that they'd be hanging on airers out in the wild for not only my mum but Jack's mum to find. Would not recommend. I think I've mentioned, but we haven't just been staying at our family's houses, we've also been staying at friends' houses and like cat sitting, house sitting while people are away. We've been doing a bit of everything. Obviously was totally fine when I was traveling and fine when I was staying at friends' houses, but for family homes, maybe don't bring your sexy knickers. And then in terms of socks, just bring more. More is more. They don't take up that much room in your suitcase. You can stuff them in shoes, you can stuff them in all sorts of places. Socks are great. I never want to run out of socks again. I wish I'd packed pajamas. Again, staying with people, being respectful, it's nice to have your own little pair of pajamas. And so I actually bought some from Muji on month 1. And I love them. They're great. I wear them all the time. They've just been a really good like life purchase. And finally, on things I wish I'd done differently, I wish I'd left some room in the suitcase for new things. Because I wanted to buy some stuff and I couldn't. But no, I just haven't bought new clothes in 2.5 months. Until yesterday when I spent £85 on Vinted, but we are not going to talk about that. But yeah, I reckon the fact that I didn't leave any room and I didn't buy any new clothes also just led me to feel like my wardrobe was quite stale. I know that's contentious. Some people will be like, well, I've had the same wardrobe for 3 years, because they always comment stuff like that on these videos, and good for you. For me, I just need a bit of change, a bit of movement in my wardrobe, and a bit of choice. Okay, on a positive note, here are some things that I'm really glad I did pack. I packed my chunky boots, even though they were chunky. I am so glad I did this. I have worn them so much. They're my favorite pair of shoes. And I worried so much that I'd packed something too bulky, but they've been amazing. And what happens is I tend to plan an outfit when I'm moving from place to place that involves me wearing the boots, so I don't even have to pack them. I packed my slippers, and that made me so happy over these 2 or 3 months. When you're feeling a bit displaced, you're not feeling fully settled, put your slippers on. It makes the world of difference. Sunglasses. Thank goodness I brought a few pairs of sunglasses. Again, you want to change up the outfit? A little sunny. And something else I did that some people will be like, why? was I brought 4 bags. And I have worn every single one. And again, accessorizing, so good for just changing my outfit slightly, making me feel a little bit fresher, a little bit better. I think bags are underrated. You know, I brought like my big tote and then I just brought some small bags, but it really helped. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so glad. I hope you enjoyed it. So I think that's it. That is the rundown of everything I've learned. If you are also about to embark on some travel, I really hope this helps. If you've also traveled for a longer period of time, please leave your recommendations and tips in the comments. I feel like it could be a really good resource for people. And thank you Squarespace for working with me on this video. I built my website on Squarespace earlier this year and it has been fabulous. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. I love my Squarespace site. I'm really proud of myself for building it. It actually was a little bit easy, but like, don't tell anyone. My site serves 3 different purposes and I love that I can do that all under one roof. The first one is I sell presets on my site. I have a little e-commerce store. You can buy my presets. I'll leave a link below. And the second is I have a blog, which I kind of use as an information hub. So I write little reviews of everywhere I've been, everywhere I've traveled to. I just put up a post about New York, and another blog post I published recently is everything in my autumn wardrobe. So I've linked everything there for you, everything that's available. And then I also use my site as an online portfolio, so people can Google my name, my Squarespace will come up, and they can just find all the information they need about me in one place. So yeah, if you go to squarespace.com/LucyMoon, I'll leave that link in the description as well. You can get 10% off your first website or domain, or you can use the code LucyMoon at checkout. I know, a code with my name. Very cute. So yeah, I will leave all that information in the description. And thank you so much to Squarespace for working with me. We love to see it. We love to see it. Okay, I'm gonna head off, but love you lots. Subscribe if you're new around here, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.